Welcome to this FiOS 1 News Holiday Special Miracles of the Season. I'm Courtney Kane. It is the time of year where people reflect on their blessings and give of themselves to help others who may be in need. So with that in mind, we are bringing to you stories from all across the Hudson Valley and beyond, people who took the meaning of the season to heart to make the holidays brighter for others. We begin now with a story about the Community Center for Northern Westchester and how the good people there teamed up with a local bike shop to donate dozens of gently used bikes to struggling families for the holiday season. FiOS 1's Carolyn Fortino has that story.
He just made my dream come true. This is my Christmas present.
William Robinson rides off on a shiny blue bicycle, one of 15 lucky recipients who picked up a gently used bike from Bicycle World in Mount Kisco. The bike shop teamed up with the Community Center for Northern Westchester in Katona, collecting gently used or refurbished bikes to donate to those who are struggling during the holiday season.
These bikes have been given another life. You know, we'll fix them up in the shop. Some will come in with a bent wheel or some damage, and we'll fix them up. And now they have a whole new start. So it's heartwarming.
Complete with a holiday bow, gift tag, and of course a helmet for safety, the proud new owners were fitted for their new mode of transportation. Many of them saying the bicycle giveaway meant everything to them because they didn't have the money to purchase a bike on their own.
This is like a Christmas to me. Because I don't celebrate Christmas too much with my family, but this is like Christmas to me. It's like a beautiful gift.
Well, it meant a lot to me because I could not afford it to buy a bike, especially like this.
The bike giveaway is in its 7th year, but will continue for years to come. The gesture truly making a difference to those who received them.
One gentleman actually walked for about an hour and a half to get to his job every day, and for him to have a bicycle to make his commute 15 minutes, he was overjoyed.
And the Community Center for Northern Westchester also helps struggling families in other ways during the holiday season by donating additional food for people to prepare holiday meals and Christmas pajamas for children to wear on Christmas morning. Carolyn Fortino, FiOS 1 News.
Well, the gift of music made the holiday very special for some kids who were spending the holidays in the hospital. FiOS 1's Josh Rotenberg was there for what's become an annual event with some very big names.
Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to everybody.
For the 26th year in a row, Scott Shannon and the Shannon in the Morning crew hosted their year-end spectacular at Blythedale Children's Hospital.
I can't tell you how much fun it is and how much I enjoy it. It's not Christmas till I come over here to Blythedale.
Nearly 3 decades ago, Shannon and his daughter visited a sick child at Blythedale, and that's when he realized how special it was. Since then, he's brought major performers like Westchester's own Rob Thomas.
Call all your angels. Come down to the city.
Thomas making his 18th straight appearance at the year-end spectacular. Also on stage, Jason Mraz. Emily, just how excited are you to be here today?
Really excited.
The event means so much to kids like 9-year-old Emily Saltzman and her family from Dutchess County. 2 years ago, Emily fell off a horse and suffered a traumatic brain injury. She spent 4.5 months at Blythedale relearning how to talk, eat, and walk, and now she's all better.
They gave Emily her life back, and so for us, we're forever grateful.
While patients, families, staff, and supporters were partying, there was an online auction going on simultaneously featuring signed guitars by Thomas and Bon Jovi, among other things. Chief Nursing Officer Jill Wegener says days like today allow loved ones to take a breather from the real stress.
Although they are medically fragile and complex kids, they're just a kid at heart, and I think the infectious spirit is so evident on a morning like this.
In Valhalla, Josh Rotenberg, FiOS 1 News.
A heartwarming story for the holidays, a benefit concert for the homeless in Nyack. FiOS 1's Josh Roden tells us what it's all about.
Hundreds have packed the Hudson House to listen to indie bands perform. Their ticket in the door, a blanket. These folks are jamming for a good cause.
We're trying to raise blankets and public awareness for the city's homeless.
Hundreds of blankets came through this store Sunday night. Christine O'Neill brought a blanket. She's been coming to Blankfest for 5 years.
Oh, it's always a great day. I try to make it every year. It's very easy to just grab a blanket, come and donate to a good cause and see some great music at the same time.
Several indie bands from the area performed. So far, the group has raised a few hundred blankets,
including a couple of church groups, a few community groups, and of course, people who love rock and roll.
Ken Rouse says it's amazing to see what the community can do when they come together.
But I was a musician, and I had a lot of friends who were musicians, so we all just threw it together, played, and said, we'll take blankets, and that's it.
Keeping the city's homeless warm for the last 21 years. In Nyack, Josh Roden, FiOS 1 News.
This is the time of year to acknowledge people and organizations who work to make the world a better place all year round. Santa and his helpers recently visited Yonkers for the annual Operation Santa Claus breakfast and award ceremony. FiOS 1's Ashley Hart was there.
'Tis the season to give back, and at Operation Santa Claus's annual breakfast and award ceremony, giving back and spreading cheer to kids and adults with special needs was the main goal.
It's nice to kind of like, have an event, be together, celebrate the holiday, do something really nice for our kids, and at the same time say thank you to those who provide those awesome services.
Operation Santa Claus is a Yonkers tradition that raises funds to help developmentally disabled children and adults. Christmas came early for different area organizations that serve people with developmental disabilities. Some were awarded grants totaling $19,000.
Individuals that they've chosen are clearly the finest examples that the community has to offer, both as a parents, and care providers.
The 5 awarded organizations this year include Westchester School for Special Children, Ferncliff Manor, Juanio, Richmond Community Services, and New York Creative Arts Therapy. Grant winners I spoke to said this money is much needed.
Oh my, we really depend on it. It allows us to buy all kinds of nice enhancements for our children who are developmentally disabled, a lot of adaptive equipment, and it's nice that it's around Christmas time.
Quality of life equipment that is normally, that is so necessary for them is not normally available to them through normal reimbursement methodologies. So it's organizations like this that we can maybe buy some iPads, we can buy something that's therapeutic, but it also improves the quality of life with people with disabilities across Westchester.
A community working together to give back. As the saying goes, it's the most wonderful time of the year. In Yonkers, Ashley Hart, FiOS 1 News.
Well, Santa made an early visit to the Hudson Valley, spreading cheer, checking his list to make sure everyone gets exactly what they asked for. Janelle Agee has that story.
Santa Claus is making his final rounds before Christmas.
Santa was flying in on an airplane, and the kids were all excited, and we've never been before.
Parents lined up with their children at the Tailwinds West Cafe to make their final requests for Christmas presents they want underneath their tree.
Are you guys excited to see Santa?
Yeah.
What are you going to ask for?
I'm going to ask for the Elsa coronation dress.
And what are you going to ask for?
The Eevee coronation dress from Descendants.
I asked for some Legos and fishing stuff.
I asked him for a four-wheeler. Legos.
Parents say Santa flying in was not only a treat for their kids, but also for them.
It's the world because I get to share with her, I guess the past of, me being excited to see Santa, and she loves Santa and she loves airplanes, so we're in a really cool place.
Organizers say it's a great way to spend time with family before the holiday.
I just love seeing the smiles on their faces. Everybody should be a kid, and this just, as you can see, touches my heart big time.
Santa says even though this is a busy week for him, he plans to make many more trips around the Hudson Valley.
I just wonder what's inside here.
In Wappingers, Janelle Agee, FiOS 1 News.
Well, still much more ahead here on Miracles of the Season. We'll tell you about a real-life superhero whose amazing act of kindness is changing the world of a mom in need so her young son can enjoy Christmas. And then helping to make homes livable for veterans in time to spend the holidays in their own homes. Those stories and more when Miracles of the Season returns.
I wish you all a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Special shout out to my wife, Cara, and my mom and dad in the Bronx, New York.
I want to say Happy Holiday to my kids who live in the Bronx, New York, Aaron and Gabriel Soto. I miss you guys.
Well, paying the bills or buying Christmas presents, it's a tough decision that many people have to deal with this time of year. But for one mom in Arizona, she will be able to do both. It's all thanks to a Secret Santa. Reporter Angie Coley with this special story.
Asa Padilla thought these toys were going back on the shelf.
And I am beyond words. I don't even know what to say.
With her last $28, she put the stuff on layaway on Black Friday. But then shortly after, a bout with the flu had her laid up for a week and a half. She doesn't have paid time off.
I was starting to stress and struggle with finances and then just worrying about our Christmas layaway.
She's a single mom. The presents, all for her son, 3-year-old Azias.
Yesterday morning, I had called and spoke with a gal here at the store to ask how it works. I didn't have all the money to pay everything. Could I put some of the toys back?
But she didn't have to.
7 hours later, my phone rings to tell me that a Christmas Santa came and paid off our layaway for us in full. My toys are ready to be picked up.
So here's something interesting. This Toys R Us is in the exact same Scottsdale Plaza parking lot as this Five and Diner, the same place where a $2,000 tip was given just this past weekend.
I have to wonder, if the Five and Diner just literally a few steps away over there, if that person was involved.
Regardless, she wants the Secret Santa or Santas to know this.
How truly grateful and appreciative I am for your gift that you gave us this year, not just for me, but for my son. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
2 students from upstate New York spent the days leading up to Christmas raising tens of thousands of dollars for charity. And all it took were some letters to Santa. Reporter Isla Ferrone has that story.
The kids that are getting this are probably thanking all of you guys right now for helping.
Luke Hoig is somewhat of a celebrity in his hometown of Hoosick Falls. Over the last several weeks, he collected more than 62,000 letters to Santa for the Make-A-Wish Believe campaign, delivering them to Macy's, each letter worth a $2 donation from the store to the charity.
What you see here today is really what a Make-A-Wish experience is all about.
Bill Trigg with Make-A-Wish says it's campaigns like this one that help make dreams come true.
If this doesn't get people into the spirit of the season, I don't know what will.
Luke, along with another local student, Justice White, collected more than 100,000 letters.
It helps the family, the community. It gives the joy to the family that they never thought that they would see again.
The pair say they do this to give back to an organization that helped them. Justice lives with a liver and lung disease.
I was 5 and I was on my deathbed, and Make-A-Wish came in and they granted my wish to go to Florida.
And Luke was diagnosed with a brain tumor when he was a toddler.
Even if it stopped growing, it's still going to be there until the day I die.
They wanted to thank everyone who wrote a letter to Santa and helped them make the massive donation to the foundation.
It's crazy to believe that the word travels so quickly that across the country we're getting letters in our mailboxes from Tennessee. We got some from Hawaii.
It's everyone in the country that helped with the letters and stuff. So I just want to say it's not just a couple of people, it's everyone that wrote letters.
And out of the story of a real-life superhero who is coming to the aid of a mom undergoing a very major surgery so that her son will have a Merry Christmas. Reporter Don Hudson reports.
The Meekums enjoy family time, and mom, dad, grandma, and son love all things Batman. But in October, Carissa started having trouble seeing her family.
I had a blurry spot in my eye and I just couldn't see, and it just kept getting worse.
Doctors told her she had a brain tumor. It was behind her eyes and pushing on her optical nerves. It was impacting her vision, and the diagnosis wasn't good.
I was losing my eye vision, so I could go completely blind, or it could have hemorrhaged and I could have died. It was a total crazy day. I was an emotional wreck. I bawled nonstop. It's really scary to have a brain tumor and you just think all the bad things. And
before her surgery, she went back to work as a server at Denny's to let her regular customers know she'd be gone for a couple of months. Knowing she wouldn't be able to work for a while, Ogden police officer Steve Reeves and his wife told Carissa they wanted to help by taking care of her son's Christmas.
I went in the back and cried some tears and told my boss what my customer had just said to me, because I didn't expect that. So I'm just so blessed to have Steve and his wife in my life. And
a few days later, she would have that surgery.
They went up through my nose, made a hole, scraped out the tumor. It was just right behind my eyes and my nose. They had to scrape it, and they brought everything down my nose.
Carissa then had to be extremely careful during her recovery.
It takes a long time for your brain to heal, and they just wanted to make sure.
After a few weeks, doctors told her the surgery was a success, something she was already assuming.
My vision has slowly come back. I can see. Yeah.
Shortly after that, Officer Reeves and his wife showed up to deliver on their Christmas promise.
I was staying strong when they were here, and when they left, I came in and I cried because I couldn't believe everything. Lois had wrapped all the presents, the stockings full.
And then there was the gift, a Batmobile. They let us see it. Then before Jackson came home from preschool, the family whisked it away and put it under cover till Christmas morning.
Oh, he's going to be ecstatic. He's going to love everything. He's obsessed with Batman. So he's going to be so happy.
As happy as his mother and father are that a police officer and his wife reached out with gifts and love in their time of need.
I can't wait to get back to work. I can't wait to see everybody, especially Lois and Steve.
Well, there's so much more ahead here on Miracles of the Season. We'll meet some of the young patients who couldn't contain their excitement meeting Santa, who dropped by for a visit at the Children's Rehabilitation Center, courtesy of one local fire department. That and more right after a quick break.
And I want to give a special shout out to my wife Danielle, my family back in Arizona and New York, and wishing everybody a happy holidays.
I wanted to say hi to my parents in New York and happy holidays to all my friends and family.
Welcome back. Habitat for Humanity is known for their hard work all year, providing a place to live for families in need. They also have a program called Home for the Holidays, and it helps veterans who need home improvements to live in their houses. And as Ashley Hart tells us, they did it for some local vets just in time to be home for Christmas.
You know, every soldier, every veteran should come home to a home and a job.
For Habitat for Humanity of Westchester, the saying home for the holidays means ensuring everyone has a home to live in.
We have a huge Habitat for Veterans commitment, and so we are building veterans' homes in Yonkers. We'll be rehabbing a seniors' home a mile from here.
In an effort to accomplish that commitment, the not-for-profit has teamed up with West Point Cadets. This is one of the properties they'll be working on today. They're turning it into 2 condos that veterans will be able to live in once complete.
I just like to think that we're giving back to those who have already served. Idealistically, we like to think of them as, brother in arms, people who have already gone before us and paved the way to success. And so with that, this is our small way of saying thank you to them.
The veterans have put in so much for our country and that we owe so much to them, and I think it's a great way to give back.
Work put in as part of the campaign, #Home for the Holidays. They're asking for people to donate on their website, habitatwc.org, so they can help more people and build more much-needed homes.
We're in a crisis of affordable housing, and we can design beautiful, affordable homes, put land back on the tax rolls, homes for soldiers, homes for workers, homes for the working people. If not, New York is going to continue to suffer.
Our future soldiers, not just fighting for our country, but also helping in the fight for affordable homes within our own community. In Millwood, Ashley Hart, FiOS 1 News.
It can be a difficult time of year for the children and spouses of fallen servicemen and women. But one airline wanted to make sure that local families know they are special and not alone. So they took them on a flight of a lifetime. Ray Ramundi picks up the story.
The 12th annual Snowball Express departed with 30 families aboard a free chartered American Airlines flight to Dallas.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Dominic? What's up, buddy?
They were welcomed by service members, flight crew, and other support staff for a holiday breakfast. The airline will fly 87 Gold Star families from all over the country to spend 5 days together.
So we feel that it's the right thing to do, to bring families together. We are an airline. That's what it's all about, connecting families and loved ones, and what a better way to do it during the holidays.
We do it so that way they're not forgotten. These children are not forgotten.
Families were treated with gifts, a photo with Santa, therapy dogs, and some holiday tunes. Opportunities to connect with each other helps them heal and understand they're not alone.
we honor people like my daddy who sacrificed himself in the military.
Makes me happy because losing my father was hard.
It's really special to us, especially around the holidays. It's difficult for us, missing his daddy, and we just have something to look forward to.
My oldest, it changed his life. He had a hard time in the beginning with losing his father, and coming here has made a big difference in his life, and so it means a lot to me.
The airline stopped at 2 other airports, picking up more passengers in Virginia and Georgia. Ray Mundy, FiOS 1 News.
And now to Rockland, where one man turned his front yard into the airport at the North Pole. FiOS 1's Josh Roden checked it out.
You can't miss this house here in New City. All these Christmas lights are attracting dozens in the community. At this house in New City, you will find the same things at an airport.
It's an aviation themed. We've got a bunch of Santa's aircraft, and on the other side of the house is a 72-foot runway and a 10-foot tall ELF traffic control tower.
Homeowner Gary Serlin says he wanted to blend his love for aviation with Christmas.
I love aviation. I'm an avid aviation geek, as we call ourselves, and studying as a pilot's license. So to combine the holidays and aviation is just a passion.
He says it took about 5 weeks to put up the 9,000 lights. The lights are synced to music.
Up in your car, you tune to 98.1 FM. You could tune in and listen to the lights and the music. There's 6 songs, and in between each song is a little message from Santa to the ELF traffic controllers.
Joe Jackal brought his son out to see. He says it's reminiscent of his childhood days.
And this is the first year that I think our son here is really kind of recognizing what Christmas is, so it's great to come here and see it.
Serlin says his family is doing more than just showing off lights, though. They are also taking monetary donations to sponsor an angel flight.
They transport adults and children who are in need of life-saving medical care.
Spreading the joy of Christmas beyond New City. The Christmas lights display is located at 12 Oriole Road in New City. The homeowner says the Christmas lights will shine bright from now until Christmas Day. In New City, Josh Roden, FiOS 1 News.
Chris Kringle, with the help of some local firefighters, surprised some young patients at the Children's Rehabilitation Center in White Plains. Our Arnold Godoy was there and saw firsthand how excited the kids were.
A group of kids at the Children's Rehabilitation Center and John A. Coleman School getting a special visit from Santa Claus and his helpers. They brought gifts and holiday cheer for the special children who couldn't contain their excitement at the sight of them. One special little girl telling me how much she loved the visit.
And I loved Santa. He had a white beard and I didn't know that. I got so excited and I got a kitty cat that can walk with me all the time.
And many of the children here, ranging from 18 months to the age of kindergarten, enchanted to see Santa Claus and some of their favorite characters, like Olaf from Frozen, a Minion, and Rudolph. Now this all was made possible with the help of the White Plains Fire Department, firefighters giving Santa a lift on one of their trucks so he could spend some time with the children. But they were more than just responsible for giving Santa a ride. The fire department coordinates this event with the school every year. The White Plains Deputy Chief tells me how special today is for his team to have the opportunity to bring a smile to the faces of children who are facing different developmental challenges.
Under the costumes, you won't see it, but they have tears in their eyes. It's so emotional for us because we know their struggle on a daily basis. We have great respect for the teachers, the people that run this organization.
Jennifer Arco is one of those teachers here. She tells me why today is one of her favorite days.
When you see the children here singing, when you see their faces light up, when Santa Claus and all of the characters come out, that to me is the true magic of Christmas.
Santa did just that, bringing holiday cheer to the children at the school. In White Plains, Arnold Godoy, FiOS 1 News.
That will do it for this special FiOS 1 presentation, Miracles of the Season. We hope you enjoy these uplifting stories as much as we enjoyed telling them. On behalf of the entire FiOS 1 News family, we thank you for joining us and wish you a healthy and happy holiday and New Year. Goodbye.